although there's competitors now ramping up, and as you're familiar with BYD, which is also on the West Coast, I think they're ramping up production of their electric vehicles. Warren Buffett owns 10% stake in that. Why do you laugh? BYD is trying to compete. Why do you laugh?
Have you seen their car?
You're obviously a very competitive person. You're competing with the likes of Jeff Bezos
Jeff who? Here we are on top of our giant ball of liquid oxygen. They say SpaceX has big balls, and it's true. There was some recent article about how I'm such a great marketer. And like, I say the stupidest things. That can't possibly be true. My issue is that I don't have a filter, not that I have too much of a filter. There you go.
You gotta be kidding me.
Sorry?
You're Elon Musk.
I am?
What are you doing here?
I'm washing dishes. Well, I was on the turkey line, but I got demoted for being too generous with the gravy.
Oh, man. What an honor to meet you. I'm such a fan of Tesla and SpaceX, all your companies. Howard Wolowitz, Caltech.
Nice to meet you, Howard. It feels great to come down here and help the less fortunate, huh?
Oh, yeah. There's nothing better than helping people. Which is something I realized when I was viewing Earth from the deck of the International Space Station, where I spent 2 months as a payload specialist, a job I was qualified for because I'm an MIT-trained engineer.
And I thought I ladled the gravy on thick.
Sorry, it's just, you're you, and I really want you to adopt me.
Well, you're here on Thanksgiving, so you're probably a good person.
Oh, I made my wife come down, too.
You think you might ever get back out to space?
Is that a job offer? Because I really want to go to Mars. Assuming I can bring my wife. She hardly takes up any room. She's basically a carry-on.
Well, we're not quite there yet, but we're always looking for engineers. So let me give you my email. We can stay in touch.
Thank you.
Oh, look. Someone hardly touched their pumpkin pie. Want to share it with me?
A partially eaten piece of pumpkin pie from a homeless shelter with Elon Musk? You bet I do!
You see where things are going with virtual reality? If you extrapolate that out into the future, then eventually those games will be indistinguishable from reality. They'll be so realistic, you will not be able to tell the difference between that game and the reality as we know it. How do we know that that didn't happen in the past and that we're not in one of those games ourselves? Where are the aliens? Maybe they're among us, I don't know. Some people think I'm an alien. Not true. I mean, if there are super intelligent aliens out there, they're probably already observing us. To be clear, I don't want to die on Mars. If you're going to pick some place to die, then why not Mars? And if I do die on Mars, I just don't want it to be on impact. Something that happens over 30 or 40 years, the transition to electric vehicles. Ultimately, we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better. So with automation, almost everything will get very cheap. Take that approach of you're always to some degree wrong, and your goal is to be less wrong. Not as much fun being me as you'd think. I don't know.
You don't think so?
No. There's definitely, it could be worse for sure, but it's, I'm not sure I want to be me. Well, I think any natural resource extraction on Mars would be, the output would be for Mars. Like, it definitely wouldn't make sense to transport stuff 200 million miles back to Earth. You know, honestly, like if you had like crack cocaine on Mars, like in pre-packaged, you know, pallets, it still wouldn't make sense to transport it back here. Maybe good times for the Martians, but not back here. It's like, I mean, it'd be kind of weird if the aliens landed in the ocean with parachutes and be like, okay, nothing to fear. I mean, I think it ends up being a moot point because you want to bring the spaceship back. Like, these spaceships are expensive, okay? They're hard to build. You can't just leave them there. So whether or not people want to come back or not is kind of, like, they can jump on if they want, but they need the spaceship back.
小学生でも笑わない熊田のバカウケ。レジェンドさすがです。
Our own U.S. Air Force is funding the Russians to compete against us. It's super messed up. I mean, what the,
Didn't you say to me earlier in this conversation, we don't want to do business with jerks?
Who does?
Right. Well, so I'm wondering, well, in my business, sadly, it's occasionally necessary.
Much unfortunate.
The Model X is now over 2 years late. What went wrong?
Well, I do have an issue with punctuality, I have to admit. You'd have this great shot of green plants on a red background, and I thought, okay, maybe that would get
the money shot. You got to beam
that
that.
Be the money shot, yeah. I'm never quite sure whether that's a sort of a word you can use or not. Nobody's CEO of a company forever. I mean, eventually, they carry you out. A friend asked me at a party, hey, what are you going to call a third generation car? I was like, well, we've got the S and the X, we might as well make it the E, And then it kind of stuck, even though we're just kidding. And then just to sort of add to it, we also just for laughs trademarked the Model Y. But I guess things are pretty dry in the trademark world, so nobody picked up on that. And anyway, then Ford gave us a call and said they were going to sue us for using Model E. And we're like, okay, like Ford's killing sex. I mean, that's terrible.
Hi, my name is Rahul Sanad from Los Angeles, and I have a Tesla watch.
We do not make Tesla watches, I should point out.
It's electric. But,
That's beautiful.
We went on a date. All I was talking about was electric cars. That was not a winning conversation.
So it was a bit of a monologue, was it?
Yeah, she said the first question I asked her was, do you ever think about electric cars? She said, no, she never does.
So you learn from that. That wasn't the best shout-out line.
Wasn't great. But it has recently it's been more effective.
Wait, don't go in that way. Don't go in that way. Go away from me.
This is crazy.
Go away from me.
Okay. Oh, Jesus, sorry. Speaking of mishaps, I just stabbed you. Sorry.
That's the reason why I'm sitting here talking with a guy from Tesla.
All right, you get the last word, my friend.
I love you, Will.
So you wreck the car. You get out of the car. You're doubling over with laughter. And the person with you said, why are you laughing that you just wrecked this car? And you said, no, you don't know the funny part. It wasn't insured.
Well, the punchline's correct. I'm probably number one on the list of famous last words. I said, watch this. Yeah, watch this. That could be awkward with a rocket launch.
Stock price down again today, 10%. Do you care about that?
I mean, it kind of sucks running a public company.
You think it's more dangerous to patent than not to patent?
Since our primary competitors are national governments, the enforceability of patents is questionable. Much less than we spend on healthcare, but maybe more than we spend on lipstick, something like that. And I like lipstick. It's not like I've got anything against it. Yeah, I can't wait for that comment to go out there. California taxpayers are going to be on the hook to build the most expensive high-speed rail per mile in the world and the slowest, which is those are not the superlatives you want. And it's like that just seemed extremely crazy that GM would ignore this because. It's quite rare for people to hold a candlelit vigil about a product, and particularly a GM product. So, I think the reality of being president is that you're actually like the captain of a very huge ship and have a small rudder. Previously, when people have tried to make a reusable system, they found that they would get some portion of the way and then conclude that success was not one of the possible outcomes. In government programs, of course, the program would still continue for quite some time. The ultimate goal of SpaceX is to develop the technologies that can take humanity to Mars.
Would you want to be on that flight?
I'd like to go to Mars, absolutely. I think it would be great to be born on Earth and die on Mars, hopefully not at the point of impact.
Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed our video so far, please help us grow our YouTube channel by giving it a quick like. Just press the little thumbs up below the video. Be sure to tell us what you think in the comments section, and most importantly, please press that subscribe button so you can enjoy more of our awesome videos in the future. To watch more on Elon Musk, here are a few other videos you might enjoy next.